Hey, and welcome to the Life in a Bookshelf podcast with Beck Mills. Here you will find convos about well-being, about home, and a bunch of book love as well. We chat all things from health hacks to simplifying our home, to decluttering, to mini book reviews for you as well. Let's take this 30-something life head on and start creating a really positive impact in our own lives, in our families, and out into our wider communities. So glad that you're here. Let's jump on in. Well, it's good to be back. Hope you are doing well. Happy 2025. And recording this as we're just heading into February. January's been really full of lots of reflections and school holidays and lots of experiences. It's been really fun. And I feel like just now I'm kind of getting into the new year. And I wanted to share with you a little bit of like a mini series of reflection and then of looking forward to this brand new sparkly year, even though it's already a month in. And this is something that I started, I guess it would be like 2 or 3 years ago now, where like sort of easing into the year rather than making all these goals and all these plans and all these resolutions like right at the start of January, right when things are up in the air and it's that weird time of year. You don't know what day it is sometimes. And it's really, really helpful, I've found, for me to like unpack the last year and reflect. And I just wanted to share this like mini series with you. Just short like snippets, more like thoughts of the day kind of thing. And I hope you really enjoy it. As always, connect with me over on Instagram. I would love to hear your thoughts. And today I want to talk about is the word of the year, right? So you might have heard of it, you might do it already. It might have been something you've been thinking about or seen it like out on the interwebs. But rather than like a New Year's resolution, I love using like a word of the year to kind of guide what I want to get out of the year. And for 2024, it was create. And if you had a word of the year for 2024 and you've got a new one for this brand new year, I would love to hear all about what yours is. So create was kind of the broad, like overarching word of the year that I had. And it's really funny because in January 2024, at the start of the year, I was I was writing my book and creating the podcast and doing the episodes for that really regularly and really diving into my creative side of my personality. And that was really, really fun. And looking back over the year, there was definitely a lot of that. There was the writing, there was the book writing, there was the podcast, but there was also a lot of I love documenting sunrises, sunsets, and like through the seasons in different areas. And there's a lot of that kind of creativity as well. And but the biggest thing I found last year, even though it wasn't originally kind of what I was maybe envisioning at the start of the year, was that I actually created a lot of opportunities and experiences for myself last year. And I think it's so cool if you look back and you think, what was happened. Like I just think what happened was meant to have happened at that time, and that's how life goes. And even though it might be completely different to what you were thinking at the start of the year, uh, it's really, really interesting. And not only opportunities and experiences, I guess that's what it comes down to, but like creating new habits and we're creating new friendships and um create is, I guess, such a broad term in that sense for life, and we are always creating as humans, I think. There was so many different scary things that I did last year that I would have never thought that I would have done in a lot of years. Maybe I had thought about it at some stage, but I couldn't actually imagine myself doing it. And now being through it, I realized from those experiences what has then been created, like ongoing from going through those experiences. So I'll talk a bit more about that as we go through this little mini series. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and like just reflecting how like And, whether you've had a really shit year, whether you've had a really great year, whether you've had lots and lots of things going on, or it's been one of those years that kind of things just move along. Not slowly, but like nothing big for you, like nothing big and ostentatious sort of like happens through the year. Um, or if somewhere in between. Like I think it's really cool to take a minute to look back. Not a minute, but if you've got a few minutes, you can do this like on your own and just sort of document like what cool things happened. Like, what did you celebrate? What did you try for the first time? There's so many cool ways you can do this. Like who inspired you? What's something that made you really happy last year? What's something that made you really sad? Did you get to know someone really well last year? And like things that are globally as well, like going on in the world. And I use Leonie Dawson's My Brilliant Year, her workbook that she puts out every year, and I love it. You can get it on Amazon or a website or whatever. But it just gives a really nice way to dig in and reflect, and that's what I love about it. I keep coming back to it. But you don't need to go out and buy anything to do this sort of reflection. Like I said, you can just have a think about it or write it down, whatever you prefer. But yeah, so then moving forward, like I said, sort of ease through January, let January happen. We had lots of cool family time and experiences. And then moving into February now, I really start to feel like, okay, here's the new year. Moving in, like back to school, all of that. And so I've got a new word of the year, and it's not create. Uh, and this is really, really cool. And I would love to hear if you have a word of the year or a theme of the year or a big goal you're working on right now. So make sure to message me over on Instagram. And this this word is really, really funny. So it sounds a bit like we were a bit cheesy, but like I like the word to come to me. Sounds a bit like I try not to force it. So I had a few words written down, like just in my Google Keep on my phone app. And yeah, nothing was really standing out. And I was like, I'll just leave it for now. And so something that I've been practicing the last few years is if I hear something or read something or see something like a few times in a row, like in fairly quick succession, like over a few days, I'm like, right. And my brain is telling me, pay attention, be curious. What's this all about? So I try and follow that. And this word just kept popping up again and again, like audiobooks, podcasts, you name it, like reading it, seeing it. And I was like, okay, let's do a bit more like investigation here. And I wrote the word down and it really started to, like, I could really feel it, not like I feel it in my bones, kind of like, I was like, yes, like this is what I want to, sounds funny. This is what I want to create this year. And I felt a really strong pull towards this word. And maybe you've experienced this as well. And, or maybe not. And this is like your first time trying the word of the year. That's really cool. Like, let me know if you like it and enjoy the process. This word I really want to bring to all areas of life, but in particular, body and mind, and seeing them and experiencing them as a whole rather than separate, like body and separate to mind, and like thinking of it as all together, like we, rather than this being that and that being the other. And the word of the year that I've chosen is strong. So strong in all areas of life, but strong in body, strong in mind, strong together as a being. And I'm really, really excited about what this is going to lead to in terms of, again, opportunities, experiences, things I'm creating, writing, yeah, habits, all those things that I talked about before, but really coming at it from this theme of strong and strength. And yeah, I'm super duper excited for what's ahead, no matter what it brings, because I know how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm like, at the end of the year, I know that there's going to be things that have happened, experiences that have been had, and opportunities that have been taken or missed or whatever. But it's probably going to mean something completely different at the end of the year. And that excites me. Like, I look forward to that. And even though it might not always mean great and fun and new experiences, it might be in the grind of every day. It could be life events that like no one can foresee, right? But keeping that at the forefront, and that we are all very, very strong at our core, as part of being a human being, I believe. So I'm looking forward to experiencing that and really diving into that this year. So, like I said, I would love to hear your word of the year if you do this, or maybe you have a theme or a big goal that you're working towards. Definitely let me know over on the Instagram page. I'll put that up in the show notes so you can find it easily. But yeah, like this is going to be really fun. We're just going to do a couple of like a few like little mini episodes in a row, some thoughts, like more like a thought of the day and just expanding a little bit, in hope that, maybe it helps you process your last year that's been and moving into the new year that is to come. Maybe you're feeling a little bit, like for a while, like a couple of weeks there, I was feeling a bit like I was sort of lost in this. I think that's every year, right? This weird time, where time and days and everything kind of melts in together, and you're not really sure what's happening. I don't know what that is. I get that every year. Anyway, let me know if you experience it as well. But hopefully, these conversations will spark something in you, and maybe get you excited for the year ahead, or what's possible, or what you want to work on. But yeah, let me know for sure. Yes, so I will catch you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. See ya. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead, hit that follow button wherever you listen to your podcast. And I would super, super duper appreciate it if you leave a 5-star rating on Spotify. What this does is it helps others like yourself to discover the podcast more easily and enjoy the episodes. I appreciate it so, so much. Have a wonderful day. You absolutely deserve it. We'll see you next time.